Catholicism, if you ignore the ludicrous Hebrew figure of Jesus Christ, is simply Greek philosophy. Catholicism is about Pythagoras, Plato, Aristotle, and Plotinus amongst others. Protestantism, a supremely moronic religion, got rid of Greek philosophy as pagan and unbiblical, leaving just the clown Jesus Christ, the supposed Jewish Messiah, yet rejected all by Jews. Martin Luther, the first Protestant, said, "Reason is the devil's whore." That's all you need to hear to know that Protestantism is the most irrational, anti-intellectual religion on earth. Luther claimed he was justified by faith. Not for a moment would he ever have said he was justified by reason and logic. All the Greek philosophers promoted reason and logic. Not one was a person of faith. Greek philosophy is the antidote to faith. Catholicism would be a fantastic religion if only it got rid of the false Messiah, the Rabbi Yehoshua ben Yosef. If only it escaped from the pseudomorphism of the superstitious, irrational religions of the Middle East. If only it returned to its roots in Greek philosophy. The Depression Machine. Frank Hendricks and Igor Duvin wrote, "In order to show that happiness cannot be equated with pleasurable experiences, Robert Nozick invented a thought experiment involving an experience machine. In this thought experiment, we are to imagine that we can choose to plug into an experience machine that ensures our having exclusively pleasurable experiences. Nozick supposes that we will reject this offer because we want to live a life that is in contact with reality. Forget the experience machine. Most people, against their wishes, seem to be locked into the depression machine. They are getting more and more miserable and desperate. Everywhere, you find the signs and portents of a global mental health pandemic. The Misery Maker, how the world makes you unhappy. Or do you make yourself miserable? The New Culture. Eleanor Roosevelt wrote, "Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people." We need to transition from a small-minded culture of discussing people, a gossip and trivia culture, a culture which revolves around celebrities, a social media culture driven by the mass mind and consumer capitalism, to a great-minded culture of discussing ideas, hence revolving around mathematics, philosophy, science, engineering, technology, psychology, sociology, economics, politics, and so on. Humanity has allowed stupid people, and those preying on the stupid, to dictate its culture and destiny. Imagine a culture of excellence rather than mediocrity. Everything would change. Universal building block. Existence cannot be made from particular exceptional objects, because that would imply that existence does not have general, universal laws, but a plethora of idiosyncratic laws which are incompatible with each other and generate nothing but anomalous conditions. Existence must instead be made from universal, wholly general entities, obeying universal laws and, indeed, being the ontological reflection of those laws, i.e., you cannot have non-ontological laws on the one hand and ontological things described by them on the other. That's an impossible Cartesian substance dualism. You cannot have unrealities describing realities, no matter how much scientists claim otherwise. In fact, the universal laws of existence must exist as the universal build blocks of existence. This is exactly the case with Euler's formula, the master equation of existence, Ex equals cos x plus I sin x, the building blocks of existence, defined by the master equation of existence. Strictly speaking, a generalized version of the equation to accommodate all possible frequencies, are sinusoidal waves, and these are basis thoughts, organized in terms of autonomous monadic minds. Science. Science looks for answers only in the physical, observable world of the senses. Science can say nothing at all about the unobservable mental world. Only mathematics can penetrate that world. Science is a subject that wages war on thinking types and treats sensing types as gods. Scientists cannot overcome their own inbuilt psychological bias. They cannot think their way past it. Alchemy. Alchemy was a mixture of science and philosophy. It was beautiful but useless. Modern science is a mixture of science and mathematics. It's incredibly useful in relation to the observable material world, and useless everywhere else. The highest science is ontological mathematics, which is a mixture of mathematics and philosophy. Science hates philosophy, and regards mathematics as just some bizarre tool to help out sensing types rather than as the quintessential subject for thinking types.